Hello, friends from across the nation and around the world. I'm Martin, and you're listening to Dad's Anytime Stories. Today, we're going to be headed back into the Cards of Power book for Chapter 9. Originally, at least in the 9th episode on Dad's Bedtime Stories, Chapter 9 was suggested by Owen from Muskoka, who wanted an everything dragon. So, Owen, I have no idea if you're still listening, but thank you for the suggestion. If you like the podcast, don't forget to rate it and review it wherever you're listening. It really helps others find it. And if you want ad-free episodes, you can join us on Patreon, where you get ad-free episodes of this show as soon as they're released, as well as all of the episodes from Dad's Bedtime Stories, which, if you want to check that out, you can find it on every podcast platform, and there's over 600 stories there, only they're kind of more designed for bedtime. The Cards of Power series is there, as well as a lot of other fun ones. I think Cards of Power might be, right now it's probably in episode 60-something, I believe, and we're only on chapter 9 here, so there you go. Anyways, on with the story. Chapter 9. The Legendary Dragon. Carter awoke in the comfort of a soft bed and glanced around. The log walls, rustic beams, and wide windows reminded him where he was, inside his log cabin campsite card. From the outside, the cabin looked small and simple, but inside it was practically a mansion. With a yawn, he pushed off the blankets and stepped out into the main room. Magnus, his dragonling companion, lay curled on the couch, wings tucked in and tail flicking lazily. "Now you're finally up. I've been waiting for you," he said with a smirk. "Oh, yeah, sorry about that," Carter said. "Do we have any food in this place?" "I don't know," Magnus replied, hopping off the couch. "Let's go check." Together, they wandered into the kitchen. Carter opened the fridge and his jaw dropped. Every kind of breakfast food imaginable was there. He grabbed his favorites and loaded up 2 plates. He and Magnus scarfed it all down in no time. After breakfast, Carter opened the front door and stepped outside. The forest was calm and sunlit, and the log cabin still looked deceptively small from the outside. With a wave of his hand, Carter called the cabin back. It shimmered, shifted into glowing energy, then reformed into a card in his hand. He slipped it back into his card core. "Well," he said, stretching, "we may as well explore around here." The day before, they'd wandered deep into the forest region of the intermediate zone, collected a bunch of forest fox cards, and battled a wild magic creature that turned into a laser katana card. Carter reflexively summoned the katana now, just to practice. A beam of slicing red energy extended from the hilt, glowing in his grip. After they walked, Carter spotted something off the main path. A trail, overgrown and long forgotten. "What do you think's down there?" he asked. Magnus peered into the brush. "Looks like an old path. Hasn't been used in ages. Maybe we should check it out. Here, I'll clear the way." Before Carter could respond, Magnus took a deep breath and unleashed a blast of fire, scorching away the overgrowth and igniting everything around it. "Magnus, what are you doing?" Carter shouted. "Relax," the dragon said casually. "I've got this." Magnus inhaled deeply. The flames fizzled out and the smoke vanished into nothing. Carter raised an eyebrow, but didn't argue. The two of them ventured down the newly cleared path. It zigzagged through the forest. After another round of fiery clearing, they reached the entrance to a large cave. "I wonder what kind of magical creatures live in there," Carter said. This place looks awesome. Yeah, and I smell dragon, Magnus replied, sniffing the air. Cool, I love dragons. They stepped into the darkness. Carter couldn't see a thing until Magnus lit a small flame in his palm. Carter summoned his laser katana, using its glowing blade to light the way as well. The tunnel opened wider and deeper, with occasional drips of water echoing through the silence. Eventually, the cave gave way to a massive underground chamber. Instinctively, Carter halted and turned off his sword. Magnus dimmed his fire. Something moved in the center of the space. A dragon. A huge one, lounging atop a glittering mound of golden tokens. Magnus? I don't think he's seen us yet, Carter whispered. Maybe we can sneak up on him. Great idea, Magnus whispered back. A massive plume of fire exploded between them. Okay, never mind, Carter shouted. New plan, we fight. In an instant, he summoned his rock armor, his energy shield, and his energy katana. Magnus's magma veins lit up, and he began to grow into his larger form. Flames danced along his head, hands, wings, and tail. Who do you think you're firing at? Magnus roared, flying between Carter and the other dragon. But the dragon didn't respond with fire. Instead, it opened its mouth and released a freezing breath. The blast hit Magnus squarely, encasing him in a thick layer of ice. I wasn't expecting this, Magnus muttered as the ice froze him solid. Oh no, Carter said, eyes widening. The dragon turned to Carter and fired the same breath. The icy blast smashed into Carter's energy shield, dropping it from 100% to 95%, but otherwise leaving him unharmed. Then came the lightning. The dragon charged a massive bolt and unleashed it. Carter's shield dropped fast, 85%, 75%, 65%. Not good. Beside him, Magnus suddenly flared red hot and shattered the ice around him. This guy's really powerful, he said, panting. I think he might be a legendary dragon. We better use everything we've got. Carter didn't hesitate. He reached into his card core and summoned every creature he had. The lightning bunny, the grass bunny with the turtle shell, the water and ice dragonling, and the elusive elemental unicorn. They all appeared beside him. On the count of 3, we attack, Magnus called. 1, 2, 3. The lightning bunny fired a powerful bolt. The grass bunny launched vines to entangle the dragon. Magnus unleashed his fiercest fire. The water dragon waited, then struck with icy breath. Carter, meanwhile, summoned chunks of rock from the floor and launched them with force. An enormous explosion filled the cavern. Water, fire, stone, and lightning burst in every direction. When the dust cleared, 2 glowing eyes stared back at them from the center of the blast. The dragon stepped down from his pile of gold, cracked his neck, and roared. Then he moved. He struck the lightning bunny with his tail, sending it flying into a wall before it vanished into energy and returned to Carter's core. He blasted the grass bunny with fire. Another card gone. A bolt of electricity took out the water dragonling. Now, only Magnus and Carter remained. The dragon called on some hidden elemental power. Water streamed from the pools in the cavern, spinning into massive tendrils and lashing towards Magnus. Magnus dodged, barely avoiding the blow, then countered with fire. The dragon blocked it with one wing and advanced. Just as it raised a claw to strike Magnus, Carter acted. He summoned rock from the ground and pelted the dragon in the head, drawing its attention. He flew up high using his energy wings and dove down, katana in hand. As he dropped, he slashed the glowing blade downward, striking the dragon and knocking it back. It hit the wall. Finally, some progress. But it wasn't enough. The dragon recovered and summoned another massive lightning bolt. Carter's shield fell quickly. 40%, 30%, 20%. Then it shattered. The bolt hit his rock armor head on. He stumbled backward, gasping. Magnus was already panting, flames sputtering from exhaustion. Then it happened. A beam of pure light shot from across the cavern, striking the dragon in the chest. Tendrils of fire, electricity, water, and vines wrapped around the beam and slammed into the beast all at once. The dragon tried to shield itself with its wings, but the elemental forces overpowered it. Carter turned toward the source. The elemental unicorn. It was actually helping this time. The vines wrapped around the dragon's limbs, pinning it. The rock beneath surged upward, encasing its legs and arms. The beam of light grew stronger until the dragon finally stopped fighting and slumped over, falling asleep where it stood. "Good job, elemental unicorn," Carter whispered. The unicorn yawned, shimmered, and returned to his card core. Carter approached the dragon cautiously. "We should definitely turn this one into a card," Magnus said, "but I'm not sure we'll ever be able to use something this powerful." Carter nodded. He reached out and touched the dragon. The energy felt strange, complex, a blend of elements. He focused. The dragon glowed blue, transformed into energy, and formed into a card. Carter caught it between his fingers. The image on it showed the dragon perched atop a mountain of gold. It read, "Legendary Dragon, possesses all elemental powers. Really likes gold." He looked at the side where the gold had been, only it was gone, absorbed into the card. "Ah, man," Carter groaned. "I was hoping to use that money." We could sell the dragon card," Magnus suggested. "It's probably worth a fortune." "Maybe, if we have to." Carter slipped the card into his pocket. "Let's get out of here." The two of them walked back through the winding trail, Magnus clearing the way again with his flame breath. When they reached the main forest path, they found a wide, quiet clearing. "Perfect spot," Carter said. He summoned the log cabin card once again. The cabin appeared in a shimmer of light. The two stepped inside, and once again, Carter was blown away. It was like stepping into another world, a mansion disguised as a shack. They collapsed on the couch. Magnus returned to his small form and curled up beside Carter like a sleepy kitten. Carter scratched his scaly head. They turned on the television and watched for a while, but before long, Carter's eyelids grew heavy. He clicked the remote off, set it on the table, and let his head fall back on the pillow. The couch was soft. The room was warm, and then everything faded to quiet.